Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Learning Junction. Today we are going to discuss a new chapter that's Homer, the Iliad. To start with, who was the Homer? Homer is the legendary ancient Greek poet traditionally credited with composing two of the greatest epic poems of all time, that is, the Iliad and the Odyssey. These works form the foundation of ancient Greek literature and have deeply influenced Western literature, storytelling, and mythology. The exact dates of Homer's life are uncertain. Ancient sources suggest he lived something around the 8th or 9th century BC, though some scholars argue he may have lived even earlier. Traditional estimates see 750 BC. He likely lived during a time when oral poetry was being committed to writing for the first time. His works, the Iliad, focuses on the Trojan War, especially the wrath of Achilles, during a few days in its final year. And the Odyssey follows the Odysseus' 10-year journey home from Troy. The Trojan War was a legendary conflict between the Greeks, the Achilleans, and the city of Troy, that's the Iliums, in the ancient mirror. It is a central event of Greek mythology and the Homeric epics. The mythic timeline of the Trojan War, the origins, the judgment of Paris. Eris, goddess of strife, threw a golden apple labeled to the fairest at a divine wedding. Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite at claim it. Paris, a Trojan prince, is chosen to judge. He chooses Aphrodite, who promises him the love of the most beautiful mortal woman, Helen. Abduction of Helen. Helen's wife of Menelaus, king of Sparta, is taken or seduced by Paris to Troy. Menelaus and his brother Agamemnon rally all Greek kings and warriors to get her back, invoking an old oath of alliance. The expedition. The Greeks, Achilleans, launch 1,000 ships led by Agamemnon. They include heroes like Achilles, Odysseus, Ajax, Diomedes, Nestor, and more. The war itself traditionally lasted for 10 years. Here is a separate chart of themes and symbolism. With regards to theme, we have honor and glory that's described the Achilles, Hector, and other six eternal fame. With regards to fate versus free will, we have gods and destiny guide and shape human choices. Then we have the tragedy of war. Even heroes suffer. Sighting falls and families are destroyed. Deception and strategy. It's the Trojan horse and Odysseus' cleverness are key. Then we have divine intervention, that's gods like Athena, Apollo, and Zeus manipulates events. Following, we have the key characters from the Greek side, that's the Achilleans. These are the different characters you can just go through. Next, we have the characters of the Trojan side. I have added all the major and the minor characters. Y'all can just refer it. These are the characters of gods and goddesses. That's a pro-Greek, pro-Trojan, and natural or shifting sides. But what was the reason for the Trojan War? The mythological cause, the judgment of Paris. The real spark, the Trojan War began with a beauty contest among goddesses. At the wedding of Palaeus and Thetis, that's Achillean's parent, the goddess Eris, discord, wasn't invited. To cause trouble, she threw a golden apple inscribed to the fairest. Hera, Athena, all claim the apple. They ask Paris, a Trojan prince, to judge who is most beautiful. Each goddess bribes him. Hera, Athena. Paris chooses Aphrodite, who reward him with Helen of Sparta, the most beautiful woman in the world, even though she already married to Menelaus, king of Sparta. Second, the political cause, that's the oath of Tyndareus and Greek unity. Before marrying Helen, her father Tyndareus had all suitors swear an oath to defend her chosen husband to prevent future conflict. When Paris took Helen to Troy, Menelaus invoked this oath. All major Greek kings and warriors, including Odysseus, Agamemnon, Achilles, Ajax, and Nestor, were bound to help get her back. This turned a personal offense into a pan-Hellenic war. Third point is divine will and prophecy. The god has predicted the fall of Troy. Zeus may have supported the war to reduce human population and fulfill fate. Several prophecy guided action. Achilles was fated to die young if he fought, but gain eternal glory. Troy could not fall without Nepoleus, Achilles' son, and the war had a preordained element. It was the will of the god. Fourth, we have romantic and personal motive. Paris may have truly loved Helen, and she may or may not have loved him back. Menelaus sought revenge and honor. Agamemnon saw an opportunity for power and prestige. Achilles fought for Cleo's eternal glory, not for Helen. Here I have made a separate table, the reason for the Trojan War, the category, and the cause for the war, and the key players. Key players are the main characters. Y'all can just refer it. These are the related films and the novel based on the Trojan War. Those are the Troy in 2004, The Fall of Troy is in 1911, The Trojan Horse, that's in 1961, Helen of Troy, that's in 1956, and the novel Cassandra, that is 1983 by Krista Wolfs, and the English translation on it, that's On Translating Homer in 1861 by Matthew Arnold. Here I have mentioned all the 24 books, and I will be giving a detailed explanation of each and every book. Book 1, The Quarrel Between Achilles and Agamemnon. The poem opened with the plague afflicting the Greek camp. Agamemnon is forced to give up Osiris a war prize, causing him to take Briseis from Achilles. Achilles, insulted, withdraws from the battle and asks his mother, Thetis, to persuade Zeus to favor the Trojan. Book 2, The Dream of Agamemnon and the Catalogue of Ships. Zeus sent a dream to Agamemnon, encouraging an attack. Agamemnon tests the troops by telling them to go home, but they nearly flee. The catalogue of ships lists all the Greek leaders and their contingents. Trojan allies are also listed. Book 3, The Duel Between Paris and Menelaus. Paris challenges any Greek to single combat. Menelaus accepts. Paris is nearly defeated, but Aphrodite rescues him. Helen is summoned to join Paris. Book 4, The Truce is Broken. The gods argue over the fate of Troy. Athena convinces a Trojan archer, Parados, to break the truce by wounding Menelaus. The fighting resumes. Book 5, Diomedes Arithia. It's a moment of glory. Diomedes, empowered by Athena, becomes a powerful force on the battlefield. He wounds Aphrodite and even Ares, gods who intervene in battle. Book 6, Hector and Andromache. The tide turns as the Greeks push forward. Hector returns to Troy and has a moving conversation with his wife Andromache and the baby Astyanax. Book 7, we have a duel between Hector and Ajax. Hector challenges another Greek to single combat. Ajax the Greater accepts. The duel ends in the draw by nightfall. Both sides agree to bury their dead and build fortification. Book 8, the Trojans gain the upper hand. Zeus forbids other gods from interfering. The Trojans push the Greeks back to their ships. Book 9, The Embassy to Achilles. The Greeks are desperate. Odysseus, Phoenix, and Ajax are sent to persuade Achilles to return. Achilles refuses, still enraged at Agamemnon. Book 10 Night Raid of Diomedes and Odysseus. Diomedes and Odysseus undertake a night raid. They capture and kill the Trojan spy, Dolon, and slaughter the Thracian camps. Book 11 Agamemnon's Day of Glory. Agamemnon leads the charge and fights well but is eventually wounded. Many Greek heroes are injured. Patrocius, Achilles' companion, asks to help the Greeks. Book 12 The Trojans attack the wall. The Trojans, led by Hector, break through the Greek wall and reach the ships. The great storm is prophesied to destroy the wall after the war. Book 13 Poseidon aids the Greek. With Zeus distracted, Poseidon secretly aids the Greeks. A fierce battle continues at the ship. Book 14 Hera deceives Zeus. Hera seduces Zeus to distract him. Poseidon helps the Greek again, and the Trojans are pushed back. Book 15 Zeus awakens and the Trojan advice. Zeus awakes and is furious. He sent Apollo to help the Trojans. The Greeks are again pushed back to their ships. Book 16 The Death of Patroclus. Patroclus dons Achilles' armor and leads by Myrmidons. He pushes back the Trojans and kills Sarpedon, the Zeus' son. Hector kills Patroclus with help from Apollo and Eurybros. Book 17 The Fight over Patroclus' Body. A fierce battle breaks out over Patroclus' body. Menelaus and Ajax defend it. Hector takes Achilles' armor from Patroclus. Book 18 Achilles' Grief and the Shield. Achilles mourns Patroclus and vows revenge. Tethys goes to Hippolytus, who forges a magnificent new set of armor for Achilles, including a detailed shield. Book 19 Achilles rejoins the war. Achilles reconciles with Agamemnon. He refuses to eat, mourning Patroclus. His divine horse warns him of his fate, that soon after Hector. Book 20 The Gods join the battle. Zeus allowed the gods to fight. Achilles slays many Trojans but spares Aeneas, future founder of Rome, according to the later myths. Book 21 Achilles fights the river. Achilles kills so many Trojans that the river Scamander rises in anger. The river attacks Achilles, who is saved by Hera and Hippolytus. Book 22 The Death of Hector. Hector stands alone outside the gates. Achilles chases and slays him. Hector's body is dragged behind Achilles' chariots in range. Book 23 Funeral Game for Patroclus. Patroclus is cremated. Achilles holds Atlantic Games in his honor. Chariot races, boxing, wrestling, and many more games. And last, we have Book 24 Priam ransom Hector's body. Achilles continued to abuse Hector's body. Zeus ordered him to return it. Priam, Hector's father, visits Achilles and begs for the body. Moved by grief, Achilles returns Hector's body, and the poem ends with Hector's funeral. That's all for today, guys. I hope you all have understood whatever I have explained. If you all have any doubts, please do comment on the comment sections and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe.